Mr. Castle, be advised. If you get injured following Detective Beckett to research your next novel, you cannot sue the city. If you get shot, you cannot sue the city. If you get killed...
My lifeless remains cannot sue the city.
Your heirs, Mr. Castle.
Do I have to wait for him to sign, or can I shoot him now?
Mr. Castle, these waivers are serious business. Perhaps you'd feel more comfortable by referring the matter to your attorney?
What, are you kidding? You'd never let me sign these. But fortunately, it's his job to get me out of trouble and not to prevent me from getting into it.
Beckett? Yeah. Where? All right, I'm on my way.
Wait, where are you going?
I have work to do.
What, we have a case?
No, I have a case. You have paperwork. So?
Mrs. Rosenberg, 9E here, comes down to put her clothes in the dryer, finds it's occupied. Comes down a half an hour later and she's had enough. Decides to take matters in her own hands.
Come on, you're telling me that an old lady killed someone over a busy dryer.
What? No, she's just tired of waiting around. So, she opens up the dryer, take the other person's clothes out, finds Miss Fluffinfold here instead.
Well, if that's not a cautionary tale about poking around someone else's laundry, I don't know what is.
Dude, there is an etiquette involved. If the clothes were dry, Mrs. Rosenberg had every right to put them in the basket. Now, if you're gonna tell me she folded them, then it gets a little creepy.
I'm sorry, someone starts rooting around my underwear without an invitation, I'm taking that as a serious breach of hygiene.
I thought you went commando, Esposito.
Oh, it's a seasonal thing.
All right, let's get her out of there with some dignity. I'm gonna need CSU to come down here, and the bleach bottle will have to go down the lab, and probably prints and photographs, although I don't know if it's gonna do as much good in the public area. I'm guessing she lived here?
Worked. 12F. She's the nanny.
Thought you ditched me back at the precinct, didn't you? Come on. Nanny McDead is found on spin dry. You don't think the captain's gonna let me in on that story?
You're right, Castle. My bad. Exactly how much longer do I have to expect you to be shadowing me on my cases like this?
Hard to say. When I'm writing a new character, there's no telling when inspiration might strike.
I thought I was your inspiration.
Oh, you are, Detective, and in so many ways.
Yeah, well, your inspiration might strike you sooner than you think.
Nanny's name was Sarah Manning. She worked for the Petersons about 2 years. Doorman is a huge fan of my work.
Mrs. Peterson? Detective Kate Beckett, NYPD. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about Sarah Manning.
Of course. Please, come in.
Thank you.
Richard Castle, just NY.
The machine picked up, so I hopped in a cab and went to the school. When we got home, the police were already here.
When was the last time you saw Sarah?
My husband saw her last night when he got home.
We take Justin to school every morning, so we're usually gone by the time she gets here.
And what time is that?
Today it would have been 11. Oh, God, I hadn't even thought of that. I'm sorry, we don't have their number.
Yeah, they live in Atlanta. She was with them over Christmas.
What about Sarah's things?
There's her bag and her jacket.
Maybe I could take it and check her cell phone?
Why couldn't we stick around? I had a lot more questions.
Because I actually like to investigate things myself first. Besides, neither of them is going anywhere. Well, there's no cell phone in here.
Maybe it's in the laundry room or in the dryer.
Well, if it is, CSU will find it. She's still got her Georgia license.
Are you really the one who has to call her parents?
Easier to write about than to live through, huh, Castle?
Three men huddled around a computer that better not be porn, and if it is, I want in.
Esposito and Ryan put security tape from the elevator in the rear entrance.
Front door is a 24-hour doorman.
This is the elevator scan. Our victim gets on the elevator with a laundry basket, takes it down to the basement to put the kids' laundry into the washer. A few minutes later, gets back on, goes all the way back up to the apartment. Then, about 40 minutes later, rides the elevator back down to the basement again.
I figured probably to take the kids' clothes out of the washer, put them in the dryer.
The camera never picks it up again.
Only other person to ride the elevator down all the way to the basement during the next hour